Hey, it's Affinity. I'm back with another Palia tour. I'm here with Harlequin Law. How you doing today, Harlequin?
Pretty good. How about you?
I am doing fantastic. Oh man, yeah. We've toured. We've been over like a couple of times during speed tours and stuff, and this is our full tour. And I always like to hear your side of it. I know we've had a couple of them that we have toured where it's just me yammering on about random stuff, but I think what's really special is like I get to hear your side of it, and I already know we're in for a treat. So you're my tour guide. Where are we going?
Um, we'll start over here. We'll go to the gazebo first, past
Oh,
all of the
nice.
the nice expensive stuff. Since we've got the pavers now, I was able to get rid of my glitched flooring.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that something nice of Singularity 6 to do? They see all of the glitchy stuff and they're like, you know what? Let's give them pavers.
Yeah.
I love this gazebo. Got really good lighting in here. I'm gonna pull this one out of my hat because I haven't used it in a while. I like my this monument of knowing people.
Yes.
Yeah. I think gazebos are fun. They're fun because, when you first plop them down, they look huge. And as you add more stuff to them, they shrink very quickly. They're nice little contained pockets of space for designs.
Yeah, my original plan was to put all of these big pieces in there, and then I got like two in there, and I'm like, well, that's not gonna work. So,
I think it's kind of cool that you've kind of you led up to the area, especially whoa, you got some flames in here. That's cool. That's really cool. Nice touch. Yeah, you
yeah,
really
I
kind of
got
frame up the walkway. It's nice.
I went was going through because this is the only one that's not lit up, which is annoying.
Right.
So I was like, I'll stick a flame in there, and then maybe it'll look a little more
It
lighted.
looks it looks mystical now. Yeah, that's really cool.
Over here is my archery tournament.
Ooh.
This order Cernuck is the one in charge.
Oh yeah, they do look properly in charge, don't they?
And then based on if you can hit all three of them, you'll get first, second, or third place.
Aw, that's cute. That's really cute. That is so appropriate. With all the different Cernic plushies. That's
Yeah,
really
I
nice.
got the two, and then I'm like, I have to get the third one to complete the set so that I have a
Yes.
first place trophy.
Yes. That's awesome.
This is where we do laundry.
Oh, wow. This is like mega laundry. Because
Yes,
all of the you got all of this like around. Like you could just put everything in the center and just down some coffee and go at it.
yep, and I got the sewing kit so we can do repairs.
Nice. You're totally prepared. You're totally
It
prepared for whatever uh cuts and stuff happen.
it took forever to get this tub. I wish it worked,
Oh yeah.
but
That's okay. Maybe it will in a future update.
yeah, they've got bigger fish to fry right now. So
Yes, yes, they do. I I just want to take a moment and comment here. You mix your flowers very well. This is very you got all your heights and everything nice and lined, and the colors just they jive so well together.
thank you.
Yeah, of course.
every time we get new flowers, it's like, okay, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna stick them?
Yeah,
Which,
right.
which at this point, I can't pick anything up without taking like 50 trees off another plot. But
Oh, of course. It's always a treat for me to see because we don't have that capability at the moment. Ooh, I like this border. We don't have the capability at the moment to put down rocks, you know? So whatever is there on the plot, that's what you get. And it takes a, let's face it, it takes a lot of discipline to not cut them down, not chop them down.
yeah, well, I left one because it was within the border of my house
Oh,
originally.
nice.
Because that's what these little sections are. They're from the original border.
Oh, that's cool. That's
And
really impressive
then
that you maintained that all this time.
and then I've got one tree still over on the far side that I didn't cut down.
Nice.
Um, we'll go over here to my guest house.
Okay.
Um, the reason why I made the guest house was because I wanted another bedroom in my main house, but I wanted to
Oh.
connect it off of hallways, and that wasn't an option the way I wanted to do it.
So
So I just built another house.
I remember this. This was like one of the first plots that we toured, and I remember this pattern of plates and everything. That's really creative. You're like even now with like the update after the pavers and stuff like that, you're just like, you know what? I'll make my own damn pavers.
Yes. Well, I started on one end and then I started on the other end and then I was going to leave this section empty and I'm like, "Oh, I'm just going to put a few in the middle." So,
Nah, the connection is really cool, and I like especially how it narrows a little bit in the middle. That is nice. I always
so
love the way the camera zooms in as I walk through a door. It's so fun.
y- yes.
Tell me about
This
this.
house, my first romance in the game was with Hodari.
Oh,
So,
yes.
this guest house is for Najuma.
Nice. Nice.
So, this is like her bedroom and stuff and then like just an area for all of us to hang out.
That is really cool. So, you mentioned that Hadari was your first romance in the game. How long have you been playing Palia? Just throwing out a Q&A before we do Q&A.
I started when it came out on Switch.
Oh,
So,
cool. Excellent. Because I know that we had other romanceable characters, and Hadari kind of came after the fact. I really like this bathroom, by the way. I'm just kind of curious, like what, because I know that one also took a lot of work.
yes, yes, he was a lot of work having to get him and Najima up before you could get it complete.
Yeah, this is really nice. This is really nice. And that's something also that I think is really fun too, is when people design is a language. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. And when people take concepts like this and what they understand and learn about the NPCs, and you create a space that is how they would decorate your interpretation of their design style, I think that's such a really fascinating thing to look at. Oh, we got over here. Oh, another thing that you have as I'm meandering up this, I probably
Sometimes it's
won't be able to
tricky.
do it. Yeah, that's okay. But I was just like, you got tree houses before they were cool.
Then I put a workshop for Najima here in the back
Oh, nice. That is nice. Yes,
because
looks like you thought about everything. Like you've been working, you got your hands dirty, you got a towel just to clean off. Like that's it's details. It's all about the details.
and then I added a little spot for her mom over here.
No, that's sweet. That's very sweet. That's very beautiful too. I like
This
your
is part of my.
little seating areas. I just hopped over to this corner real quick.
Oh,
You
yep,
definitely
I figured.
pay attention to all the little things. You got a little
I
snack
figured it'd be
plate.
a nice thing to sit down some nights and roast things.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a really nice touch.
This is part of my work area. You've got plants and trees to put in, and then
I I love that. I love that. And those of you who are watching right now, we have these items in game, and this it's decorative, right? But what Harlequin was talking about is like she's telling a story with these items. Like she's planting them and getting them ready and stuff like that. So I think that's cool. I appreciate you telling me that.
I really like my workshop.
Ooh, I do too.
I've got
It's
my barrels of paint,
yeah,
and then my mirrors from my glass, and then all of my little glass pieces that I've constructed, and my dye paint for my fabrics and
that's
my makeshift
so
stuff.
cool. We would have never had that context. I'm really glad that we got your voice working, you know?
Yes, it
I feel
was a pain trying to get it to work right.
no, that's cool. That's cool. I like this is kind of like glass ingots, you know? Either that or it looks like the pizza machine is coughing out diamonds.
Yes.
It sneezes wealth, so
And then,
oh,
yeah, all my other crafters, all my extra gems. Well, most of them can't put any more down. So,
yeah. You're just like, nah, it's just, it's where I keep my gems, my hoard of treasure. No big deal.
well, my idea was, if you were going to actually find them, you would get them after the fact. You wouldn't find them when you were mining. You'd find them after
Right.
you melted your metal down. So,
That's a
I
that is such a really good point. Yeah. Kind of
find
like
a stone and just toss it out and move on. And
right, right. You're burning off the impurities and out pops like the raw crystal and then you cut them, make them look nice. This is a nice touch here. I like that tree. It's a pretty tree.
it is. And I already had my front part set up. So I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. So I just stuck it back there with Frogbert.
So I really like how you did this border. I haven't seen anybody do stuff like this before because I know that this is a pretty expensive fence to make, but
Yes.
I really like the design that you went with this. It's such a cool way to separate a space but still give it some character,
Hmm.
especially with the Kitsu.
Yeah. And I liked the fencing, but I didn't like it solid.
Right.
So
And I
I did
love
the individuals.
your little treat for the Kitsu. You're like, I made you some fish. That's really cute.
And then we have our sign in book for the museum.
Oh yeah, the museum. I love that. And we got the design over here too. I love all the stuff that you put around their temple bases. That's
Yeah,
really
they looked
creative.
they looked too plain, so I was like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
add stuff.
they're relics, and I feel like you give them their due respect when you put all the decorations and stuff around them.
I put my hardest earned things out here.
Oh, of course, yeah. Temple of the Gales. Oof. Still still haunts me.
Yeah, I just gave in and found a walkthrough and because I'm like, I'm not trying to spend hours doing this anymore.
Right. Yeah. I understand that. I like your fish room.
The ones in the middle are all the epic fish, except for the ancient one.
Of course. Yeah. That has front row. That is front row. I feel like I'm being watched.
Yeah,
Let me
I've messed around with it, and if you notice, it feels like it's looking at you, but it's looking at you as in us looking at our person, not our character.
I see.
So it's
That is
like
really
they know we're here.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I like this threshold here in the gallery wall. I love the flowers that you have right there. Just kind of lead us into this area. Ooh. This is a really cool use of the directional lighting. I love that Palia gives us these things to display as far as our achievements go, and you really can't fudge that, you know? Like this
Yeah,
is I did this thing and I get that stuff and I can show it to you. Like this is my proof that I did this accomplishment. I
yeah, and
love
it's a big grind when you get up to close to level 50. It's like, man, I just want
yeah.
to get it done.
Yeah. I love this though. Great job. Great execution. Following you.
All right. Let's see. Um, so this is kind of the little snack bar area for the museum.
Nice. I mean, you gotta have snacks after going to the museum.
Mm-hmm. And then my outdoor cooking area because I play with Switch players, so my plot glitches everything else out.
I dig this layout. I really do. It's funky. And you got all the I like that, you know, this right here, this table is just so cool because you are showing off that you have like a kitchen and you're gonna need to plate the stuff and then send it on its way. So you got all the stuff that you need for prep, and you got the service grabbing it and taking it on its way. That's so fun. That is really cool. Really, really cool.
Um, there's my garden.
Oh yeah, money makers.
My little
Ooh,
Sil plushie is the overseer.
aw, they are mini, but they are very cute.
Yes, there's about 10 of them all over in different areas.
Yeah, once you get above 8, your plot becomes a sports car.
Yeah.
I like this. I like how you put the pottery here. Like you have a kiln and this is ready for more, you know, these are ready for more decorations to be put in, or maybe you put in an order and got them special delivered. Why don't we make pottery in Palia? Why can't that be a thing? I mean, I know that we
Yeah.
create furniture, but that would be cool, you know?
Yeah. I did have all of these cabinets and stuff full, but then I started to get maxed out, so I had to start pulling stuff. So,
Yeah. That's the story of Palia, right?
yeah.
I love this.
All right. Well, here is the main house now.
Awesome. So those of you who are watching right now, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Give me a follow. I'm that guy on YouTube that does paleo tours, so it would be worth it to subscribe for more stuff. Here we go. Oh, I dig this. This is really, really cool. It's so bright and airy in here.
Yeah, we're at a good time. Usually when it's nighttime, it gets real dark.
Yeah, but if you're wondering, like, if you just started out in Palia and you're wondering, like, how do I decorate? Put something down in the center of the room to stop you the moment that you walk in, because what that does is that forces you to look around. If you walk into like an empty room with stuff on the outsides, you might overlook something. But there's a lot of really cool things in here, especially how you did the draperies. Is really nice. Really cozy
Yeah,
setup.
yeah, you see how everybody does them, and I'm like, is there a different way to do them that's kind
I
of like everybody else, but not quite?
It's your own spin on it. I really like that. Now this over here, this is really cool. Oh, I like how you wrap the fish plush around the
Yeah,
donut cake.
I was trying to find a place for him, and I was like, well, maybe he could sit here, and he just happened to fit just perfect around there. So I'm like, okay, he's just gonna stay there.
Absolutely. I love this pantry. Uh-oh. Those crabs' days are numbered. If they're having a bad day, they'll end up being the special. I love your attention to detail in here. I really do. All the different pots and pans that you have stacked up, and the cups and the plates.
I ended up using the Christmas mittens for oven mitts.
I mean, they are fully functional in that regard. And if you got plushies, totally use them for staging. They will make anything that you can come up with come to life. Anything. They're such characters.
Yes, at this point I have to find a spot to sit because they're everywhere. They take up all the seats.
Yes. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. Wow. This is so cool.
Yeah, when I picked this room for my bedroom area, I didn't realize how big it was. So I was like, okay, I have to add something because a bed and a wardrobe isn't enough to fill it. So
Yeah, totally. I really like just all the different parts and stuff that you've incorporated and the different knickknacks, and it feels very lived in.
I put in a little office area over here.
Oh, nice. Oh, I like that. I like that. I've seen those shells used in different ways, but I like the way that you did it. Kind of frames out the stuff that you have on the bottom shelf, and this is really cool. I
Yeah,
I really wish I really wish I had more camera controls.
yeah, the bay windows were a nice add to give us some space to put some more fun things in the room.
Definitely. Definitely. Oh yeah. This is fun. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, during the last set of Twitch drops, I got the purple Palcat rug instead of the tan one. So I was like, four.
Nice. I like how you did the fans. I've seen different implementations of them, but none that are like that, and that's just a really cool way of displaying them. Also, I love your use of lighting.
Yeah, I've
That
got a lot of the valley sunrise stuff. So I'm like, every time I get a piece, I'm like, well, what can I switch out with this?
yeah. And you've got great framing too. Like you can separate a room, a space with decorations and everything, and that's fantastic. And it's Q&A time as well. Shall we do Q&A up here?
Sure.
Sounds great to
I,
me.
I like this spot because if you angle the camera just right, you can see if people come up on the plot.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. Let's see. Oh, that's yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
That's
then they
handy.
don't even know I'm here.
That's handy. Nice little hiding area. Well, I think this is fantastic. One of the things I like to do for Q&A is just go over a lot of the stuff that I really enjoyed. And I don't know if I've told you before. I mean, having seen your plot, different plots, I think over a couple of speed tours, I really feel like you are eclectic-core. You got a lot of little things that you can do in certain places. You're able to ebb and flow into the different design houses. You know, the different design styles, and I think that's really fun. Like you can do exactly what you want to do. I really especially liked your mix of colors with the flowers, like how you have little bunches of things and the decorations that you had around your temple objects, and then walking inside the house, just how you've decorated and separated different spaces and your use of lighting. So just fantastic. I think it's so great that we have the opportunity to get to know you a little bit better and actually hear your story and hear your side of it. So my first question, I guess, would be, what would you find to be the hardest thing to decorate?
Mm, mm, it's not really the decorating part that's hard. It's coming up with like the theme or the concept. Like with the new Grand Harvest House,
Right.
like I was like a lot of people and really wanted that second story because I was going to move part of my guest house into it.
Mm-hmm.
So when it just ended up being what it was, I was like, well, I'm not going to uproot this plot to put that down because it's not what I want. So I'm like, what am I going to do with it? And I was like,
Yeah.
well, let's let's turn it into a wedding venue. So it's on another plot set up as a wedding venue with a kitchen and a dressing area and a honeymoon suite and some other fun little glitched areas like a dock and stuff. So it's just getting getting the idea of what I'm gonna do is probably the hardest part.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that, and I think the reason why I asked that is it's relatable. You know, uh, given these items, like how do I put them together to form something completely different? How do I make this concept that I have in my brain come to life? How do I mix and match these different items and colors to bring this vision that I have, into reality? And like I totally understand that, and I bet a lot of other people relate as well. My next question will be, where do you think the story of Palia is going to go?
Um, that is the question, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't I don't know. I'm hoping they'll surprise us with something
me too.
like
Yeah,
cuz people are like, well, maybe we've been like in cryo frozen or something for hundreds of years or something, but and then people are like, well, this can't be Earth because there's two moons,
right.
but
Yeah,
it's still And then like the time frame people have brought up, 10,000 years, there's still a lot of stuff laying around for it to have been 10,000 years. So then it makes you wonder if maybe the Goldors don't know what they're talking about either.
That's a good point. I mean, you know, it could be an over exaggeration. For all we know, it may have been, or it could be an under exaggeration. Maybe it's more than 10,000 years. It's hard to quantify like that amount of time that's passed. But
Yeah. And
I'm excited to know like where the story is going to go to. And I asked that because I think that we have this game that we play, and there's a lot of work that's gone into the story and the lore behind it. And the people are purple, and there's a cat that sells us coins for buying random stuff from the shop, and occasionally drops us plushies. And like there's a whole lot of nuance to Palia, and I'm always kind of curious, one, how people think that they fit into the narrative, and two, where they think the narrative is going to go, especially with the temples and everything. So I hope we get those answers someday.
yeah. And it was a unique point to start us out as humans instead of just having us be Majiri like everybody else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think the big question is like what happened, right? And I don't know what happened, but I do know what happened after we came back. We start hunting all of the things and just tearing things apart piece by
Yes.
piece.
Yes.
Blame the Chappas. No, blame the humans.
Complete annihilation of the entire environment.
Exactly. That's on brand for humans.
Yes, definitely.
My last question is it's going to be around design. So how you decorate is eclecticor. And one of the key points about eclecticor is angles. It's one of the things I think that kind of is one of the giveaways, so to speak, of eclecticor, is how you angle things. Nothing's really in a straight line. It has it's kind of askew, and you have you know lots of different colors and everything, and just the way that you articulate that through design and Palia is just incredibly awesome. I'll have to ask though, as a as somebody who has seen many eclecticor homes, I want to pick your brain a little bit. What do you feel is kind of the driving force behind putting something at an angle in your house? Is it just you're like it's too straight lined? I'm just kind of curious.
Sometimes, but I you might have noticed that a lot of the things in here don't line up perfectly,
Right.
and that's just a little bit on the side of OCD, is that if it doesn't line up perfectly, then I need to do something different. Because
So
you can try to line up like the paths with the front of the house, but the bricks at the front of the house aren't lined up in the center, or
yeah.
something that throws the whole thing off. So if you put it at an angle, then it's it's already not within those bounds to begin with.
Right. That right there is incredibly fascinating. So just to kind of reiterate that, you prefer things to be in straight lines, but because that they in some cases can't due to limitations, you just scramble everything up. And you're like, well, you know what? If I can't have my straight lines, then I'm going to have angles. And in a way, you're still in your mind. Okay, this is what's kind of interesting for me about eclecticor, right? Is eclecticor has angles, but there's balance. So as I understand it, in your mind, everything is aligned because it's balanced. But in the game, it's askew in a
Yes.
way. Yeah,
Yes.
that was
Cause yeah,
awesome.
like even like in here, like we're not sitting straight on with the way the boards are laying.
Yeah.
We're sitting off centered.
If I can't have it my way, it's going to be angled and I'm going to make it balanced anyways. That is super, super cool. That is super cool. I really appreciate you giving me that insight because that's always been a curiosity of mine, is the driving force behind that. And if you consider yourself eclectic-core, let me know. Let me know in the comments what your thought process is when you're designing. Harlequin, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me out. And I know chat thanks you as well. Comments and everything. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, give it a like. Follow me for more Palia tours.